responding. Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to the class number 7, and we have completed so many classes before, and in those sort of classes we have learned so many things. For example, how to introduce you smartly, and in previous classes we also know how to talk about the whole day, at least 4 to 5 minutes. And also we have learned how to talk about the person, for example, your favorite person, and we have practiced a lot regarding that. And then we have also practiced, I mean, how can you speak about the yesterday, I mean, using the past form. So we have gone so far, right? So I'd like to request you, please keep continuing it. Can you remember, I have shared with you that winners never quit and quitters never win. Type in the chat box, who are you? Are you a winner or quitter? I'd like to see. I'd like to see your answer. Who are you? Are you a winner or are you a quitter? Right? Winner never quits and quitter never wins. And if you are a winner, that means you have completed all the homeworks, right? You are really excited and you're crushing it. And you're going to have so many classes with other teachers as well. And I'd like to give my best to help you out, to support you. And all you've got to do is you need to help yourself as well, right? If you are not ready yet to help yourself, we can't help you, right? I think you are ready to help yourself. How many of you gave permission to yourself that I'm going to be winner, I'm going to be successful in my life, whatever it takes? Type in the chat box, me. I'd like to see. How many of you have already decided that you are a winner, you would like to become a successful person in your life? Type in the chat box, me. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So now I'd like to take some sort of feedback from you, instant feedback, and I'd like to request you, please speak in your own language. So if you are from Bangladesh, speak in Bengali. If you are from India, please speak in Hindi. If you are from Pakistan, please speak in Urdu. I'd like to take some sort of feedback. So last 6টা class বা 7টা class থেকে আপনি কি শিখলেন? So who would like to share? Please type in the chat box I. Type in the chat box I. In Bengali, বাংলায় অথবা হিন্দিতে অথবা উর্দুতে শেয়ার করতে হবে last few classes. So how did you find it? Type in the chat box. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Now I'm gonna take some sort of feedbacks from you, and then we're gonna jump into the class. So a lot of students, they would like to share their experience, right? So Zakir Hussain said me, Redmi said me, Mohabir said me, Kamal said me. Okay, got it. So Zakir, can you please unmute yourself and yeah, share with us. আমাদের সাথে একটু শেয়ার করেন লাস্ট ক্লাসগুলো আপনার কাছে কেমন লাগলো, কি কি জিনিস আপনি শিখতে পারলেন এবং আপনি কতটুকু ইমপ্রুভ করেছেন। Right, so you need to unmute yourself, Zakir Hussain. Just make me host. That's it. You don't have to do anything. Okay, so okay, excellent. Okay, who would like to share what you have learned from previous classes? How did you find all the classes? How far so improved? I'd like to see someone who would like to share with us. Okay, it's better if I go this. Okay. So Redmi, I'm trying to unmute yourself. Can you please unmute yourself and share with us? Okay, sorry, we can't hear you. Let me go back to Imran Hossain. Right, it's really fine to difficult. Imran Hossain. Imran, can you please just raise your hand electronically so that we can see you? Imran. Okay, Mohabbir Akun, can you please unmute yourself? আমাদের সাথে একটু শেয়ার করেন যে আপনার ক্লাসগুলো কেমন লাগলো এবং কি আপনি ইমপ্রুভ করেছেন লাস্ট ফিউ ক্লাসেস।
Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, last all class সব কমপ্লিট করলাম, ইভেন অনেক কিছু শিখছি যা মানে ধারণার বাইরে। এক্সপ্রেস করতে পারবো কি জানি না, বাট যতটুকু পারি ট্রাই করব। কিভাবে ফ্লুইড পারসন ডিসক্রাইব করতে হয়, ইভেন আপনার পাস্ট প্রিভিয়াস ইয়েস্টারডের অ্যাক্টিভিটিস গুলো কিভাবে করতে হয়, প্রেজেন্ট করতে হয়, প্রেজেন্টেশন করতে হয়, ইভেন বলতে হয়। সো আজকে কি বলছি, অ্যাক্টিভিটিস, ডেইলি অ্যাক্টিভিটিস ওইটা কিভাবে বলতে হয় ওইটা শিখলাম। তারপরে আপনার সেন্টেন্স কিভাবে সুন্দরভাবে মেক করতে হয়, প্রেজেন্টে, পাস্টে ওইটা শিখলাম, ফিউচারে ওইটাও শিখলাম। ইভেন সবচেয়ে ভালো লাগছে যেটা আপনার বাহিরে কিভাবে স্টেপ বাই স্টেপ মানে পড়াশোনার জন্য যেতে হয়, ইভেন কিভাবে কি করতে হয় ওগুলো শিখলাম। সো ওইটা অনেক ভালো লাগছে, কারণ ওইটা মানে অনেকটা জানার ইচ্ছে ছিল, ইভেন জানতে পারলাম। ইভেন সাবজেক্ট চেঞ্জ করা যাবে নাকি সেটা নিয়ে অনেকটা একটু টেন্স ছিলাম, বাট এখন ক্লিয়ার যে মানে জানতে পারলাম যে সাবজেক্টও চেঞ্জ করা যায়। ইভেন অনেক কিছু শিখছি। দ্যাটস অল অ্যাবাউট ইট।
Thanks for sharing. So I'd like to take one or two more students to share their feelings, experience. Who is next? Type in the chat box me. Very quickly, type in the chat box me. I'm not sure why I can't find you. So there are a lot of students, they're saying me. Okay. Okay, JK Jibon, can you please unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum, Bhaiya.
Salam.
Oh, sorry. I call Bhaiya, okay? Actually, I should call sir, right?
Okay. Can you please share with us? Experience key.
আসলে বাংলায় বলতে হবে না?
জি।
আমার এক্সপেরিয়েন্সটা আসলে এরকম আমি কখনো আশা করিনি, এরকম একটা প্ল্যাটফর্মে আমি এইভাবে ক্লাস অ্যাটেন্ড করব। আমি কখনো করিনি আর কি। ইভেন এইভাবে একজন মানুষ এত সুন্দর একটা এত ভ্যালুয়েবল টাইম ওয়েস্ট, আমি জানি না আপনি ওয়েস্ট করতেছেন কিনা, এত সুন্দর টাইম দিয়ে আমাদেরকে এই হেল্প গুলো করার জন্য, যে সিম্পল কিছু বিষয়গুলো আমরা কখনোই এইভাবে মানে চিন্তা করিনি যে এই জিনিসগুলো এরকম হতে পারে। বাট আপনার মাধ্যমে আর কি জানতে পারা। আর ক্লাস নিয়ে আমি তেমন কিছু একটা বলতে চাচ্ছি না, ক্লাসগুলো আসলে অনেকটা অন্যরকম ছিল আমার ফার্স্ট এক্সপিরিয়েন্স। আর মোস্ট কখনোই ক্যামেরার সামনে এরকম কার সাথে কথা বলিনি। আর দ্বিতীয়ত হচ্ছে আমি কখনো ভিডিও মেক করিনি। বাট প্রথম দিন আপনার ক্লাসটা দেখে আমি মনে করছিলাম বাট খুবই সিম্পল একটা ক্লাস, আমি তেমন একটা গুরুত্ব দিব না। বাট যখন ক্লাসটা শেষ হয়ে গেল আমি মোটামুটি ভাবতেছি যে আমার কাছে মোটামুটি একটা অন্যরকম একটা এক্সপিরিয়েন্স। পরে ভাবলাম না ঠিক আছে আমি একটু ট্রাই করে দেখি না কেমন হয়। প্রথম দিন যখন ভিডিও মেক করতে গেলাম, আমি আমি শুধু ভিডিও মেকটা নিয়ে কথা বলতে চাচ্ছি, অনেকে তো মানে সব বিষয়ে কথা বলছি মোটামুটি। ভিডিও মেক নিয়ে আমি ক্যামেরার সামনে কখনোই আসি না, বিশেষ করে আমার ফেসবুক ওয়াল আমি মানে 1 বছর পর একটা করে পোস্ট করি প্লাস কিংবা একটা ফটো আপলোড করি। আমি যে ভিডিওতে প্লাস ছবি তোলাতে বেশি একটা ইয়ে না। কমফোর্টেবল ফিল করি না। বাট আপনার ক্লাসগুলো মানে আমাকে এতটা বেশি অ্যাট্রাকটিভ করছে, মানে এতটা বেশি ইন্সপায়ার করছে, মানে ভিডিওগুলো মেক করছে প্লাস ভিডিওগুলো আপলোড করছে, আমি নিজেই মানে কনফিউজ, আমি কি সত্যি কাজগুলো করতেছি, মানে অনেকটা এরকম। তারপরে কে কি পোস্ট করলো, কে কি কমেন্টস করলো, আমি এটা খেয়াল করিনি। আমি খালি খেয়াল করছি আমি যে এটা পারতেছি, এটা আমার কাছে অনেক বড় একটা ব্যাপার স্যাপার হয়ে দাঁড়াইছে। আমি অবাক আর কি, আমি নিজেকে নিজে মানে কনফিউজ। তারপর এই যে আমি যে মানে ক্লাস মানে এইভাবে ওই লং টাইম কোনো কিছুতে সময় দেওয়া কখনোই আমার দ্বারা পসিবল হয়নি। হ্যাঁ, আমি আমার ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ড আপনার সাথে অন্যভাবে একটু শেয়ার করবো, আপনার সাথে আমি কানেক্ট হবো ইনশাল্লাহ, চেষ্টা করবো যদি আপনি সময় দেন আর কি। তো এই জন্য আমি বিশেষ কিছু এইভাবে আপনাদের সামনে তুলে ধরিনি, ফেসবুক এই ধরনের বিভিন্ন ধরনের কথাবার্তা। আমি আপনার সাথে পার্সোনালি কানেক্ট হবো, আশা করি আপনি আমাকে সময় দিবেন একটু। তো আমার মানে একটা ব্যাপারে কথা আছে, আমার পার্সোনাল কথা আছে। আমি যেটা বলতে চাচ্ছিলাম আর কি এই বিষয়ে, এখন ক্লাসের বিষয়ে, এটা আসলে সত্যি অন্যরকম একটা বিষয় ছিল, বিশেষ করে এরকম ফ্রি একটা প্ল্যাটফর্ম হবে আমি কখনোই আশা করিনি।
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. So, Bayezid, I know you're a bit regular. আমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করেন আপনার ক্লাসগুলো কেমন লাগলো, কতটুকু বেনিফিটেড হলেন। বাইজিৎ শুনতে পাচ্ছি না।
হ্যালো,
জি শুনতে পাচ্ছি, বলেন।
থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। আসলে আপনাকে ধন্যবাদ দিয়ে আমি আসলে ছোট করতে পারবো না। আমার আগে ইংলিশ বলা খুব কঠিন হয়ে যেত, বাট আমি লাস্ট 5 ডেতে ইনশাল্লাহ আমি আমার অফিসের কলিগদের সাথে আমার কাজের ব্যাপারে ট্রাই করি যে ইংলিশে কথা বলার জন্য। আগে যে ভয়টা আমার মধ্যে কাজ করতো সেটা আমি মনে করছি যে অনেকটা ওভারকাম করছি। তো আমি এইভাবে যদি চলতে থাকে রেগুলার, আমি ইনশাল্লাহ আমি অনেক ভালো করতে পারবো। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার, আমার কাছে আসলে এটা অনেক বড় পাওয়া।
ওয়েলকাম, থ্যাঙ্কস ফর শেয়ারিং। সো আমরা আর দুই একজন স্টুডেন্টের সাথে কথা বলবো, দেন উই গোনা জাম্প ইনটু দ্য ক্লাস। সো Kamal, can you please unmute yourself?
Thank you for giving me a chance. Can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
So actually, I can't understanding how is possible 10-day challenge completed, and after I'm not thinking this is how to make a sentences. You are giving me a chance. Yesterday, you are teaching us how to pass sentence making, and I'm hearing many words and many sentences learn here how to got some sentence.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Okay, আমরা একটু নাসিমা আক্তার, তার কাছ থেকে একটু শুনবো। Can you please unmute yourself? আমাদের সাথে শেয়ার করবেন আপনার 10 days.
Thank you and congratulations to you to arrange such type of program. I am most astonished about you. You try to best and most trying to carry out ours. So it's most I think it's most be very useful and benefited to us. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. All right. So anyone else would like to share? Are you share korte chacchen kina? So regarding the 10 days speaking challenge. Okay. Okay. কার কার কাছে মনে হচ্ছে যে আমি ইংরেজিতে ফ্লুয়েন্টলি কথা বলতে পারবো? So who think that I can speak English fluently after having all the classes? Who has got some sort of belief, faith? Type in the chat box me. Just I'd like to see, because my responsibility is to make you confident enough so that you can have some sort of courage to speak someone else. Right? That's the ultimate goal I have got. And once you study the speaking, anyway, you're gonna learn it, right? অনেকেই বলছেন যে আগে একটা ভয় ছিল, ভয় কাটিয়ে উঠছেন. That's the most important thing you got to overcome, right? So thanks for sharing a lot of things. Now I'd like to ask you, how many homeworks have you completed and submitted? Please type in the chat box. How many homeworks have you completed and submitted to the group? Because I told you, and also Jibon, he mentioned that you know, the picking up a phone and record on the video and submitting the homework is more than only homework. It works as a teacher. So let's say you have recorded a video, and if you go through it, you'll find how many mistakes you have made. Probably you know that you made the mistakes because you know how to make the sentence, because you know exactly how should be the English structures, right? So yeah, that's the most important thing I'd like to share. And now I'd like to pull out my presentation and would like to go to the next class. So who is excited? Type in the chat box, excited. I'd like to see. Okay, so quickly type in the chat box, excited. Okay, and I also shared with you that in the first class, so that was very easy. We practiced a lot. Second class, that was a bit difficult. Third class, a bit more difficult. And this is how we are building the whole foundation. Then floor 1, floor 2, floor 3, like this. So if you miss even a single class, so that's gonna be difficult for you to continue with the next class. So I would recommend you don't miss even a single class, right? So today we're gonna practice a little bit about the past from. So in the last class, the structure was subject plus verb to. Can you please type in the chat box? In the last class, so we practiced a lot, and the structure was subject plus verb to. Type in the chat box, subject plus verb to. Very quickly, type in the chat box, subject plus verb to. Okay, thanks for responding. So subject plus verb to, that was the structure of the last class. Now, this is very important thing, and a lot of students, they don't understand how we're gonna make questions using the past form, right? If you'd like to ask questions using the past form, you got to follow this structure. So what's the past of do? Type in the chat box, please. What's the past of do? Type in the chat box. What's the past of do? Please type in the chat box. What's the past of do? Please type in the chat box. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's right, it's did. So now you see the structure. Today we're gonna practice this. So did plus subject plus verb 1 question mark. Can you please type in the chat box? আপনি যদি past form এ question করতে চান, then you should follow this structure. If you'd like to make some sort of questions using the past form, you should follow this structure. The structure is did plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Type in chat box. I'd like to see everyone else comment. Yeah, did plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Did plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Yeah, so make sure you put the question mark as well. Did plus subject plus verb 1 plus question mark. Yeah, that's the structure, and this is how you need to follow. English is very easy language if you understand the structure. If you know how to make sentences, it's very easy. And after all of knowing this, all you got to do is you need to practice with someone else, right? So this is how I need to practice. So how are we going to make these sort of sentences? Did I speak, right? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did they speak? Did he speak? Did she speak? Did he speak? Did Tony speak, right? So this is the structure we got to follow. Did I speak? আমি আপনাদেরকে বলছিলাম যে যখন কোশ্চেন করবেন তখন একটু স্ট্রেস করবেন, did you speak, right? So that it sounds a question. যাতে এটা মনে হয় যে আপনি একটা কোশ্চেন করতেছেন, রাইট? সো ডিড আই স্পিক, ডিড ইউ স্পিক, ডিড ইউ স্পিক, ডিড দে স্পিক, ডিড হি স্পিক, did she speak, did it speak, did Tony speak? So now I'd like to request you to unmute yourself and give me all the sentences. Please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
Did I speak? Did we speak? Did
Did
you
I
speak?
speak?
Did I speak? Did we speak? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did
Did he
they
speak?
speak?
Did
Did he
Tani
speak?
speak?
Did
He
he
speak,
speak?
did she, did it, Tony speak, did
Okay.
Tony
Did it
speak.
speak? Did Tony speak? Thank you.
Did
Thank you.
they
Thanks for
speak?
responding.
Did
So
they speak?
now
Did she speak?
I need a volunteer. I need a volunteer. So I'd like to see who is here, who can help us to make a lot of sentences. So Sosin Marma, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences?
Thank you, sir. Did I speak? Did we speak? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did they speak? Did he speak? Did she speak? Did it speak? Did Tony speak?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So I'd like to give this opportunity to another student so that we can make sure. So Shagur Hassan, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences in one breath?
Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity.
Mhm.
Did I speak? Did we speak? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did they speak? Did he speak? Did she speak? Did it speak? Did Tani speak?
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So now one more time, we're going to practice all together. Then we're going to jump into the next one, right? So please unmute yourself this time and give me all the sentences, right? Unmute yourself. Please. 3, 2, 1.
Did I
Did I
speak,
speak?
did we speak, did you
Did I
speak,
speak?
Did you speak? Did you speak? Did you speak? Did they speak? Did you speak? Did she speak?
Tani
Did
speak.
it speak? Did Tony speak?
did I speak?
Tony speak.
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So now I'm going to ask another question. So if you'd like to ask deep questions, so what should you do? What should be the structure? I think now you can gaze and you can answer me. Answer me in the chat box. What would be the structure if you'd like to ask deep questions? আপনি যদি deep question করতে চান, অনেক কিছু information জানতে চান, তাহলে আপনার স্ট্রাকচারটা কি হবে? Please type in the chat box. So if you'd like to make so many questions and if you'd like to get a lot of information, so what should be your structure? Can you please type in the chat box? I'd like to read some sort of comments from you. So yeah, Bajit said, okay, Mohammad Farid said WH. Yeah, that's right. So give me the whole structure. What should be the structure? This is the test for you. Sosin Mama said WS plus subject plus verb. Sosin, you missed something. Kulsum said WS plus did plus subject plus verb. Excellent, Umsum. Congratulations. Bajit said WS plus subject plus verb. No, Bajit, you missed something. All you got to do is you need to follow the same structure, but you need to add something. Shima, thank you. Thank you very much for responding. So WS plus did plus subject plus verb plus question mark. Okay. Verb means verb one. Okay. I'd like to see everyone's comment. So yeah. Tuli Tekul said WS plus did plus subject plus verb one. Excellent. Bajit said WS plus did plus subject plus verb one. Yeah. I'd like to see everyone's comment. Please type in the chat box. What should be the structure? So WS plus did plus subject plus verb one. Type in the chat box very quickly. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. So now all you got to do is we got to just put a WS word and we're going to do that and we're going to make some sort of question. So before going there, I'd like to ask you a question. So if I ask you, give me the answer. I'd like to see if you understand the whole structure and if you can answer me. Right, the first question I'm going to ask you. Did you attend the last class? Answer me, please. Did you attend the last class? I'd like to see your answer. The answer should be yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, thank you. Thanks for responding. So you got to remember that I asked the question using did. Did means past form. So you need to answer me did, right? So let me tell you in Bengali. So আমি যদি did দিয়ে কোশ্চেন করে থাকি তার মানে আমি past tense এ আপনাকে কোশ্চেন করেছি। All you got to do is আপনাকে past form এ answer করতে হবে। So did you attend the last class? That's the question I asked you. So you need to answer me yes, I did. Ibrahim, that's the wrong sentence. So answer should be I didn't attend the last class or I didn't, right? So if you attend the last class, your answer should be yes, I did. If you didn't, then your answer should be I didn't. Right. Next question I'm going to ask you. Did you practice English in the last class? Type in the chat box. Answer me. Did you practice English in the last class? Type in the chat box very quickly. Did you practice English in the last class? The answer should be yes, I did. Yes, I did. Subject plus verb to. Yes, I did. Now, if I ask you, did you practice Chinese in the last class? Type in the chat box. Did you practice Chinese in the last class? The answer should be no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yeah, that's right. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. So next question I'm going to ask you. Did you submit all your homework? Type in the chat box. Did you submit all your homework? Did you submit all your homework? Type in the chat box. Answer should be yes, I did. Now, I'm going to ask you another question. Try to understand it and answer me. Did you miss all the homeworks to submit? Type in the chat box. Did you miss all the homeworks to submit? Type in the chat box. Answer should be no, I didn't. And if you missed, then your answer should be yes, I did. Yes, I did. Right. So now I'd like to play the tricks. You need to understand me and you need to answer me. So the first question I'm going to ask you, listen to me very carefully. Otherwise, you're going to make a lot of mistakes. Do you learn English? Type in the chat box. Do you learn English? What should be your answer? Yes, I do. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Do you attend the classes on time? Type in the chat box. Do you attend all the classes on time? Type in the chat box. The answer should be yes, I do. And now I'm asking you another question. Did you attend the last class? Did you attend the last class? Answer should be yes, I did. Answer should be yes, I did. Right. So do you practice English? Type in the chat box. Do you practice English? Answer should be make sure you follow me. You follow which tense I'm using, right? So according to the tense, you got to answer me. Tense অনুসারে আপনাকে answer করতে হবে. So next question I'm going to ask you. Did you miss the last class? Type in the chat box. Did you miss the last class? Did you miss the last class? Answer should be no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Next question I'm going to ask you. Next question I'm going to ask you. Are you excited? Type in the chat box. Are you excited? Answer should be yes, I am. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Answer should be yes, I am. I am. Okay, so I think you got it, right? So if I ask you using the past form, you need to answer me in past. If I ask you using the present form, you need to answer me in present. Now I'm going to ask you the question. Listen to me very carefully, then answer me. So if I ask you a question using the past form, which tense should you use? Type in chat box. If I ask you a question using the past form, which tense should you use to answer me? Past. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Next question I'm going to ask you is going to be a bit difficult question, right? So if I ask you a question using the present form, which tense should you use to answer me? Type in the chat box. If I ask you a question using a present form, which tense should you use to answer me? Definitely present. Yeah, that's right. And now I'm going to ask you the toughest questions in the world. The toughest one. Are you ready? Are you ready? If I ask you a question using the future form, how are you going to answer it? Type in the chat box. If I ask you a question using the future form, how are you going to answer it? Okay. In the future form, for example, now I'll ask you a question. Will you attend the next class? Type in the chat box. What should be your answer? Will you attend the next class? Answer should be yes, I will. Yes, I will. And next question I'm going to ask you. Will you miss the next class? Type in the chat box. Will you miss the next class? Type in the chat box. The answer should be no, I won't. So will not. If we make contraction, will not is going to be won't, right? Will not ke jodi amra contraction kori tahole ki hobe won't. So answer should be no, I won't. No, I won't. Okay, last round. I'm going to ask you a random question. You need to answer me. Do you drink water? Type in the chat box. Very quickly. Do you drink water? Do you drink water? Answer should be yes, I do. Do you drink water? Yes, I do. Okay. Now I'm asking a question. Are you practicing English? Type in the chat box. Are you practicing English? Answer should be yes, I am. Yes, I am practicing English, or yes, I am. Next question I'm going to ask you. Do you learn Chinese during the lesson? Type in the chat box. Do you learn Chinese during the lesson? Answer should be no, I don't. No, I don't. Okay. Next question I'm going to ask you. Do you enjoy the class? Type in the chat box. Do you enjoy the class? Answer should be yes, I do. Now, I'm asking you the next question. Can you make sentences? Can you make sentences? Answer should be yes, I can. Look, the answer is following the questions. The answer is following the questions. So I'm asking you, can you speak in English? Your answer should be yes, I can. So you are getting the answer from the questions. So if you follow the questions, it's easier to make the answer, right? Next question I'm going to ask you. Did you enjoy the last class? Did you enjoy the last class? Type in the chat box. Did you enjoy the last class? Answer should be, okay. If you type I do, that's the wrong. I did. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. So next question I'm going to ask you. Will you enjoy the next class? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Will you enjoy the next class? So will you enjoy the next class? I started the question using will. Will the ami shuru korchi. So you should answer, your answer should be using will as well, right? So yes, I will. Okay, excellent. Thank you. I do understand that you really understood this structure. So if you really understood the whole thing or we practice, please type in the chat box understood. আমি একটু দেখতে চাই কারা কারা পুরো ব্যাপারটা বুঝতে পেরেছেন। Please type in the chat box understood. If did you understand the whole thing? Please type in the chat box. What should be your answer? Did you understand the whole thing? What I explained to you? Type in the chat box. What should be your answer? Answer should be yes, I did. And if you just comment understood, that's fine as well. So answer should be yes, I did. Now we're gonna practice a little bit more, and this is very, very important. And by this time, you know this is structure, right? So WS plus did plus subject plus verb one. So we're gonna practice with why first. So this is how we need to make sentence. So if this is your first or second class, you will find a bit difficult. But if you practice a few times with us, it's gonna be easier for you. So we're gonna start with why. So why did I practice? You see, I follow the sequence. Why did I practice? Why did we practice? Why did you practice? Why did you practice? Why did they practice? Why did he practice? Why did she practice? Why did it practice? Why did Tony practice? Right? So this is how you need to follow the structure. So we're gonna practice with why. We're gonna practice with why. So please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using why. 3, 2, 1, go.
Why did I practice?
Did I
Why did
practice?
we
Why did you
practice?
practice? Why did you practice?
Why did you
Why
speak?
did
Why did you
I
practice?
practice?
He speak? Why
Why
did
you
you
practice?
practice?
Why
Why did
why
Thomas?
did you practice?
Why did
Why
they
you
practice?
practice?
Did he
How
practice?
গেলে
how
সমস্যা
Why
কি?
did
practice?
he
How you
practice?
practice?
Why did it practice? Why did Tony practice?
Did you
Thank you.
practice? When did you?
Thanks a
Why
lot.
I practice?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So yeah, this is the structure we got to practice a lot. আপনি যদি এই স্ট্রাকচার খুব বেশি প্র্যাকটিস না করেন তাহলে আপনি পাস্ট টেন্সে আপনি কোশ্চেন করতে ডিফিকাল্টিস ফেস করবেন। So you got to practice a lot. And there is a word in English. It says, if you practice privately, you will be rewarded publicly. If you practice privately, you will be rewarded publicly. That means আপনি যদি নিজে নিজে অনেক বেশি প্র্যাকটিস করেন তাহলে আপনি পাবলিকের সামনে অনেক বেশি রিওয়ার্ডেড হবেন। For example, if you are thinking about a player, so what do you think? What they do? They practice a lot behind the scene, and when the event comes, they show up themselves, right? So the same thing you got to do. You need to practice at home a lot. And when you study speaking with someone else, you are showing up yourself. Yes, you can communicate, you can understand, you can speak English. Did you get me? Type in the chat box. What should be your answer? I ask you, did you get me? Here, get means understand. So did you get me? What should be your answer? What should be your answer? Yes, I did. Okay, so this time we're gonna practice one more time this structure, but you got to give me all the sentences using one breath. একটা নিঃশ্বাস ইউজ করে সবগুলো সেন্টেন্স দিবেন, right? So please unmute yourself one more time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Why did I
Why
practice?
did I
Why
practice?
did
Why
I
did
Did you
practice?
practice? Why did you practice? Why did
Why
you
did
Why did I
Why did he
when did I
practice?
Why did we
practice?
practice? Why did
Practice? Did I
why
practice?
did
Did I
they
practice?
practice?
Why did
Why did he practice? Why did he
Why
practice?
did
Why did
he practice?
Thank you.
When I
Thank you. Thank you. So now, can you please type in the chat box? How many breaths did you take? How many breaths did you take? Type in the chat box, please. How many breaths did you take? What should be the answer? I took just one. How many breaths did you take? Give me the full answer. So your answer should be, I just took one, right? So next question I'm going to ask you. Did you make all the sentences? Type in the chat box. Did you make all the sentences? What should be your answer? Did you make all the sentences? What should be your answer? Answer should be yes, I did. Okay, now I'd like to get some sort of feedback. So Mohammad Farid, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using one breath?
Yes. Why did I practice? Why did we practice? Why did you practice? Why did you practice? Why did they practice? Why did he practice? Why did she practice? Why did it practice? Why did Tony practice?
Okay, so how many breaths have you taken?
One breath?
One. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I'd like to go to, okay, can you please type in the chat box, thanks for it. And now I'd like to unmute Umme Kulsum. Umme Kulsum, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using one breath?
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Why did I practice? Why did you practice? Sorry, sir. Why did I practice? Why did we practice? Why did you practice? Why did you practice? Why did they practice? Why did he practice? Why did she practice? Why did it practice? Why did Tony practice?
Excellent. Thank you. So can you please type in the chat box, thanks Kulsum. Okay, now would like to practice one more time, and this time take a challenge, right? All you got to do is you need to give me all the sentences using one breath. সবগুলো সেন্টেন্স আমাকে একটা ব্রেথে একটা নিঃশ্বাসে বলতে হবে, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start. Why did I practice?
Why did I practice?
Why did I practice? Why did
Why
you
did they practice?
Why did they practice?
Why did you practice? Why did you practice? Why did they practice? Why did we practice?
Why did he
Excellent.
practice? Why did
Thank
she
you.
practice? Why did
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now we're going to practice with when, right? The pronunciation of this word would be when, not when, right? So pronounce with me, when. right? So we're going to practice it when. When did I practice? When did you practice? When did you practice? When did you practice? When did they practice? When did he practice? When did she practice? When did it practice? When did Tony practice? So I'm going to ask you to give me all the sentences using when. Are you ready? If you're ready, please type in the chat box, ready. Please type in the chat box, ready. So using when, can you give me all the sentences? Okay, please type in the chat box, ready. Ready. So please unmute yourself right now, and you need to give me all the sentences using when. So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
When did I
Practice. When did I practice?
When did you practice? When did they practice?
When did you practice? When did they practice? When did he practice? When did he
Practice when
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So next one is where. So we used to say where, but from now on we're gonna say where, right? Amra normally আমি এটা জানতাম এটা বলতাম where. So আজকে থেকে আমরা where বলবো না, বলবো where. So this is how I need to practice. Where did I practice? Where did you practice? Where did you practice? Where did they practice? Where did he practice? Where did she practice? Where did he practice? Where did Tony practice? So we're gonna practice with where. So please unmute yourself one more time and make sure you gave all the sentences using one breath, right? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go.
Where did I practice? Where did you practice? Where did you practice? Where did you practice? Where did you practice? Where did they practice? Where did he practice? Where did she practice? Where did he eat?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now I'd like to ask Shima, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using where?
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Why did you practice? How did you practice? How did you practice? How did you practice? How did they practice? How did he practice? How did she practice? How did it practice? How did Tony practice?
Excellent. Thank you. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Shima. So now I'd like to give this opportunity to another person. I'd like to make sure that you can do it. So I can see a lot of students here. Prantika Shaha, can you please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences, please?
Where did I practice? Where did we practice? Where did you practice? Where did you practice? Where did they practice? Where did he practice? Where did she practice? Where did it practice? Where did Tony practice?
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks. Can you please type in the chat box? Thanks, Shaha.
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna give you this opportunity to practice with me. So all together we're gonna practice it how. Amra how do you practice karbo? So please unmute yourself. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's start.
How did I
How did I practice? How did we practice? How did you practice? How did you practice? How did they practice? How did
When did?
Thank you. So now the last one, which language? Which language did I practice? Which language did you practice? Which language did you practice? Which language did they practice? Which language did he practice? Which language did she practice? Which language did practice? Which language did Tony practice? So we're gonna practice with which language. We know that after which we put a noun. Which er pore amra ekta noun boshai. So noun is language. So which language did I practice? So please unmute yourself and give me all the sentences using which language. 3, 2, 1, go.
Which language did I practice? Which language did I practice? Which language did you practice? Which language did you practice? Which language did they practice? Which language did he say?
Thank you. Thanks a lot. So now I'd like to ask a question. It's a very, very important question as well. Okay, so let's say where is me? I cannot find it. Okay, let's say you have attended all the classes and for some reasons still you cannot speak English. So what should I do? Type in the chat box. Just imagine আপনি সবগুলো ক্লাস করেছেন, স্টিল আপনি ইংরেজি বলতে পারছেন না। টাইপ ইন দ্য চ্যাট বক্স। টাইপ ইন দ্য চ্যাট বক্স। What should you do? আপনার কি করা উচিত? I'd like to see your opinion. So let's say you have attended all the classes for some reasons, still you cannot speak English. What should you do? So Aisha Tanjum said I should practice more and more. I'll see the class again and practice more. Yeah, that's right. Anything else? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see everyone's comment. Type in the chat box very quickly. Okay, I should practice more. Okay, anything else? Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Gaze and answer me. So, you know, if you'd like to drive in England, so you got to pass 2 tests. One is theory, the other one is practical, right? So I'm not sure about Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, or other countries. So if you'd like to drive in the United Kingdom, you got to pass 2 tests. One is theory and the other is practical. So the theory is they're gonna give you 40 questions. It's objective type. For example, they ask you questions and they're gonna give you 4 answers and you need to select one, right? And this is how you need to pass the what is called theory test. You got to have, I think, 43 out of 50. Is it? No, I'm sorry. You got to have 38 out of 40, something like this, right? আপনি যদি theory pass করতে চান আপনাকে এই মার্কস পেতে হবে. So once you pass theory, then the next one is to go for the practical exam. And practical exam is there will be, so you will be given a car and there will be an examiner sitting beside you in the passenger seat and you're gonna drive, right? And after driving 45 minutes or 40 minutes, so if the examiner feels he's safe, he's comfortable, then he's gonna certify you pass the driving test. And if he feels like you made a lot of mistakes, you went so fast, you went so slow, then you are failed, right? So this is how. So now my question is, how many times did I attend to pass my practical test? Type in the chat box. Gaze and answer it. How many times I passed? How many times did I attend the practical test to get the certificate? Type in the chat box. Is it once, twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, or first time I passed? Type in the chat box. Okay, Zeki Zibon said twice. I attended twice. Yeah, that's right. I attended twice, but that's not the exact answer. Gaze and answer it. আপনার কি মনে হয় কয়বার পরীক্ষা দিয়ে আমি প্র্যাকটিক্যাল পাস করেছি? Type in the chat box, please, very quickly. 3 times. Okay. Anybody else? First time I passed. Okay. Nasimia said. Type in the chat box. Gaze and so Shagor Hassan said first time. Okay. Okay. So this is the reality, right? I attended for the first time, and the examiner, he said you were too slow to drive because the road was so narrow and a lot of cars were parking over there, and that's why I couldn't drive that much fast, right? So that's why I failed first time, right? So if you're thinking I passed my test first time, that's not true, right? And some of you said second time. Yeah, I attended the second time as well. I did really well, but all of a sudden when I went to the fastest road, so the speed was 50, but I drove, I think, 55, and that's why I failed. So I went too fast, right? And that's why I failed. And the third time is when I did very, very well. The examiner, he took me from the center, he gave me the instruction, and I was driving according to his instruction. I did really well, and he was smiling at me. When I came to the car park in front of the test center, I forgot to park the car, put the handbrake on, and for that reason I failed, right? So when you go for the exam, you become nervous, you become excited, and you make a lot of mistakes, right? Third time I failed as well, right? Fourth time, what do you think? Did they pass? Type in the chat box, yes or no. I'd like to see your answer. Fourth time when I attended, what do you think? Did I pass or fail? Type in the chat box. So since Marma said yes, you did, you passed. No, unfortunately not. Fourth time I failed again, right? And you know why? I had to take a lot of tests. Okay, so I think that's not going to help you. The reason I'm sharing this story is your teacher, your instructor, he failed 4 times and he kept going, right? So did I stop? Type in the chat box. Did I stop myself? I failed first time. Did I stop? Failed second time. Did I stop? Failed third time. Did I stop? No, I didn't. So, first time when I failed, so I learned something and I developed myself. I went for the second one. I did better. I went for the third one. I did a lot more better. I did the fourth one, right? So this is how I was improving myself. I didn't stop myself. And that's why it says, winner never quits and quitters never win. Did you get me? What I mean by that? Winners never quit and quitters never win. Finally, when I attended the 5th time, I passed. It took a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of lessons, but finally I passed, right? So after attending 5th attempt, I passed the test. So dear beginners, jara beginner asen, if you are really confused that, well, I think I cannot speak English, I think it's not possible for me. So just if you start thinking something like this, just start thinking my driving test. যদি এরকম আপনার কাছে কখনো মনে হয় যে আমি পারবো না, আমাকে দিয়ে হবে না, that moment you should start thinking, okay, what about my instructor, my teacher? He failed 4th time in driving test and still he kept continuing, and on the 5th attempt he passed, right? So what do you think? How are we going to define myself? Am I a winner or quitter? Type in the chat box. Regarding the driving test, am I a winner or quitter? Type in the chat box, please. I'd like to see your comment. Yeah, that's right. I'm a winner. So if you just focus, I mean, in the far away, if you focus, then if you feel that, okay, if I pass this driving test, what's the benefit I'm going to get? For example, now I'm independent, right? So in the United Kingdom, there are a lot of bus service as well, but you got to wait for the bus. And probably, let's say at midnight, you'd like to have like chicken and chips, and there is no bus at all. So you can drive down to the shop and you can have chicken and chips, right? For example, I was thinking, okay, now I feel like I'm going to the sea beach in Southend with my wife, and we're gonna have quality time over there. What I can do, I can go there, and every day I can drive down to my office. I don't have to hassle, because before I used to take a bus to the train station. From then I used to take the train to East London, Whitechapel. Then I got to walk 4 or 5 minutes to go to the office, right? There was so many hassles. And now what I do, I got ready. I just started driving. I parked my car behind the office and I went to the office. So my life became easier, comfortable. So I was started thinking the near future. If I pass this test, what's going to happen? So exactly the same thing you got to think about yourself. So if I can speak English, if I get 6 in IELTS exam, if I get 7.5 in IELTS exam, what's going to happen in my life? What's going to happen to my family? How that's going to benefit me and my family as well. Did you get me? আপনাকে যেটা করতে হবে, চিন্তা করতে হবে যে আমি যদি ভালোভাবে ইংরেজি শিখতে পারি, আমি যদি ভালো একটা স্কোপ পাই আইএলটিএস এ, আমার লাইফটা কি রকম হবে, right? So once you started thinking, you get it. And now for the beginners, even the mediocre level of students, এখনো যদি আপনি confident না থাকেন, I would recommend you keep watching this video. And every month we attend 10 days speaking challenge, right? Speaking challenge, it might be 10 days, 15 days, 12 days, whatever days, right? All you got to do is you should keep continuing. Come back in 1 month, give another test, come back in another month, give a try, come back in another month, give another try. And you know the formula of success, right? What's the formula of success? Type in the chat box, please. Successor formula key. Type in the chat box. Winner never quits and quitters never win. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see these 2 sentences. It's very powerful. If you understand this, you are done. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Type in the chat box these 2 sentences, and I think you should write it down in a big letter, and you should put on the shelf or somewhere else. Type in the chat box these 2 sentences. Winners never quit, winners never quit, and quitters never win. Type in the chat box, please. I'd like to see your comment. Winners never quit and quitters never win. Thank you. Thanks for responding. I'd like to see everyone else's comment. You got to understand it. So right now, if you haven't submitted your homework, become a winner, right? Schedule your time. Okay, today is Friday. I don't have an office. I don't have any university. I don't have any college. So what I'm going to do, I will schedule myself for 3 hours and I'll finish all my homework and I'll submit it, right? And I know that winners never quit and quitters never win. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see it. I would recommend you please write these 2 sentences and just put on the wall, so that when you become a bit frustrated, a bit, negative mindset, whenever you have got, just look at this statement, look at this word, winners never quit and quitters never win, right? So once you see these sentences, your frustration, negativity is just gone. You got a lot of energy and you started doing the things, right? So now, what do you think yourself? Are you winner or quitter? Type in the chat box. Who are you? Winner or quitter? This is the simple thing. The moment you gave up, you just lost, right? So who are you? Type in the chat box. Winner or quitter? I'd like to see. Type in the chat box. Who are you? Are you winner or quitter? Excellent. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. You're winner. So Abu Answer said, try to winner. Abu Answer, you should delete this word from your dictionary, try. Let me give an example. I'm going to decide whether I'm going to sit or not. There is nothing like try. I'll try to sit. No, either I'll sit or not. Either I'll win or not, right? So there is nothing like try. All you got to do is you got to make the decision and you got to do the things and you will become a winner, right? So I'd like to share a story from my life experience. It's going to help a lot. So when I was struggling a lot in my business, I was not sure where to go and how to get support and all that stuff. Then, there is a word in English. It says success leaves clues. Type in the chat box. Success leaves clues. It's very, very powerful message as well. Success leaves clues. অর্থাৎ প্রতিটা সাকসেসে কি রেখে যায়, কোনো একটা ক্লু রেখে যায়, right? So then I started studying and researching a lot of people, and you see behind me a lot of books, and a lot of them are biography, right? I would recommend you to read books as well. It's like feeding your mind. So we eat 2 times in a day. That means we are feeding our body, and this is the another thing. You should feed your mind as well. And how gonna feed your mind? Like having the courses like this, reading a lot of books, going to mastermind program, a lot of online courses. That's how you feed your mind, right? So if you'd like to be a successful person in near future, you got to feed your mind. Type in the chat box, I have to feed my mind. Type in the chat box, I have to feed my mind. I have to feed my mind, right? So you might forget to feed your body, but don't forget to feed your mind. Every day, read at least 20-30 minutes. I always do it. Every day, you got to read 20-30 minutes. Hang around with the positive people, right? Go to mastermind program, workshop, business meeting, whatever it is. Go to a life-changing program and read every day at least 20-30 minutes. So still I can remember when I met my first mentor, Monas. He asked me a question. He said, Habib, what book are you reading now? Type in the chat box. What the question he asked me. When I met my first mentor, Monas, in Mayfair Hotel, during the tree break, you know, I was making my coffee and I was walking around, and he asked me a question, Habib, what book are you reading now? That's the question he asked me. That's the question he asked me. Type in the chat box. What book are you reading now? Type in the chat box. আমাকে আনসার দেন কোন বইটা আপনারা এখন পড়তেছেন। Type in the chat box. What book are you reading now? Answer me in the chat box. Okay, Sachin Verma said Anna Frank's diary. Excellent. Thanks for responding. Math. Okay, so you got to study a lot of biography. So yeah, probably you can go to YouTube and watch the film which was made about Mark Zuckerberg. Watch a lot of documentary which was made about Bill Gates. Watch a lot of documentaries which is made about what is called Alpha Man, Elon Musk. So once you watch those sort of documentaries, movies, and all that stuff, you will see, I mean, what sort of difficult times they faced to come to this situation, right? And you will get a lot of motivation, inspiration, and you will get a strategy as well. So when you read a biography, যখন আপনি কারো biography পড়েন, you are not studying, you are not knowing all about them. You are getting the strategy. You are getting a lot of guidelines how you can do in your life as well. যখন আপনি biography বই পড়েন, শুধু আপনি তার সম্পর্কেই জানেন না, আপনি সেই জায়গা থেকে অনেক লাইফ লেসন পান, গাইডলাইন্স পান কিভাবে আপনি আপনার জীবনে সেটা অ্যাপ্লাই করবেন, right? So from now on, should you read a book? Type in the chat box. Should you read a book? What should be your answer? Yes, I should. Answer should be yes, I should. Okay, let me go back to the story. So Mona has asked me, Habib, what book are you reading? And that time I didn't have any bookshelf like this. I said, no, I'm not reading any book right now. My answer was, no, I'm not reading a book right now. And the next sentence, what he said, probably you have got bank balance in negative, right? When I answered him, I'm not reading a book. And the next question, next things he said, probably you might have negative bank balance in your bank. You have got a negative balance in your bank. What he said, please type in the chat box. I gave him one chunk of information. I said, I'm not reading a book. And the next thing he said, probably you have got negative balance in the bank. Type in the chat box. What he said? You have a negative balance in your bank. That's what he said. Type in the chat box. I'd like to see everyone else comment. Yeah, that's right. So he said you have a negative balance in the bank. And then he emphasized it, asking, is it true? Then he asked me, is it true? And these are questions, and if someone asks you the direct question regarding the money, right? So you don't feel good at all. You have got negative balance in the bank, and someone is asking you, and you are responding, it's not comfortable situation, right? I said, right, you are. I have got around 8,000 pounds negative balance in my credit card. I have got 8,000 in debt. And he said, yeah, I know. I mean, there are a lot of people who has got big television in the home, but not books. They are always in the negative bank balance. And that touches me a lot. And from that day, he told me, you got to feed your mind. So you're struggling with something else regarding the business, buy 3-4 business books. For example, I'm struggling right now with the marketing. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna buy probably 3-4 marketing books from Amazon. Let's say I'm struggling with Facebook marketing. So what I'm gonna do, I'll get some of the books and I'll get some of the training, probably workshop, probably mastermind program. I am struggling with my finance. What should I do? I should buy some books and read them, and I should go for the mastermind program and all that stuff, right? So if you're struggling with something else, all you got to do is you need to buy some books. Now, if you're struggling with English, what should you do? Type in the chat box. If you are struggling to get a better score in IELTS exam, if you'd like to improve your English in that level, what should you do? Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. What should you do? I'm going to give you 1 minute to answer me. Because if you don't understand, you're not going to progress that much in your life. Right? So if you'd like to get a better score in IELTS exam, and if you would like to improve your English, what should you do? Type in the chat box. You should buy some books. You should buy some books, and you should read them. You should practice them. You should go to YouTube. You should research a lot. You should practice. That's right. So the first thing is you should buy some books, right? So if you're struggling regarding the structure and all the stuff, I would recommend you buy Raymond Murphy's book, a series of book. Probably they have got pre-school Raymond Murphy, then pre-intermediate, intermediate, these sort of books, right? So please type in the chat box. What's the author name? Write a name. Raymond Murphy. Yeah, you should buy all the books. Raymond Murphy, right? Raymond Murphy. So he has written lots of books. I would recommend you to start from the beginning, like pre-intermediate English or school English or intermediate English. So if you just, in this book, so once you started reading, you get a lot of things, you understand it, because this is very important thing as well. So once you start reading English books, you are getting used to it. And sometimes, I don't know the meaning of the word, but when I read the sentences or paragraph, I understand what does it mean. So reading, that's going to help you a lot to improve your vocabulary, and a lot of things like making sentence structure in writing. So that's why in IELTS there are 4 skills, and that's the combination of English skill language. So someone said Cambridge is not okay. Yeah, of course Cambridge is okay, and also you need to become used to some sort of reading habits, especially English books, right? So from now on, you need to live in English. Let me tell you something is very, very important. So if I ask you, how do you speak in English? Do you get the Bengali idea? Then you translate it, then you make the sentence, then you deliver it. Do you do this? Type in the chat box. Yes, I do, or no, I don't. Type in the chat box. আপনি কি করেন? প্রথমে বাংলায় চিন্তা করেন, তারপরে ইংলিশে সেটাকে সেন্টেন্স তৈরি করেন, তারপরে ডেলিভারি করেন সেন্টেন্স. How you make sentences and deliver? Type in the chat box. No, you shouldn't do this. Yeah, that's right. No, you shouldn't do this. All you got to do is you need to think in English. If you start to think in English, it's going to be a lot more quicker to make the sentence and deliver, right? So never ever think in Bengali and then translate it in English. Don't do this. So from now on, all you got to do is to think in English. Type in the chat box. I will think in English. Type in the chat box. I will think in English. Type in the chat box. I will think in English. I will think in English. Yeah, that's what I need to do. You got to think in English. So for example, you get up early in the morning, right? And so you got to start thinking English. Well, what I'm gonna do today, I think today's Friday, so I don't have to go to university. Okay, that's fine. So I'm gonna write down my diary, right? So these are the things, 5 things I'm gonna do. Number 1, I'll do this, do this, do this. Number 2, number 3, number 4. And once I finish number 1, I'll cross it out, right? You started thinking. You're speaking with yourself. So this is how you got to develop your English. Okay, Abu Ansar, I'll give you answer in a minute how to develop your speaking fluency. Can you please type in the chat box? How can you develop your fluency? Abu Ansar asked the question. Probably you know this answer by this time. Type it in the chat box. How many prescription I have given to you? 4, right? So you got to practice 4 questions. Number 1 is, what do you do every day? Number 2, what does your favorite person do every day? Number 3 is, what did you do yesterday? And number 4 is, what will you do tomorrow? What will you do tomorrow? So if you practice these 4 questions every single day, you will improve your fluency, right? And don't cheat with yourself. So once you started speaking, what I did yesterday, tell exactly what did you do yesterday, the whole day, what you did, right? So just started speaking, tell in English. So what will you do tomorrow? You speak in English. What do you do every day? Every single day, what do? You speak in English. What does your favorite person do? For example, what does your father do every day? Mother, brother, sister, wife, husband. Practice. Only 4 questions. If you practice for 30 days, 3 times in a day, definitely you'll get your fluency. Type in the chat box. How many times you got to practice and how many days? 3 times for next 30 days. Type in the chat box. 3 times for next 30 days. Yeah, type in the chat box. Everyone else. So if you're struggling with your fluency, all you got to do is you got to practice 3 times for next 30 days. How many questions? Type in the chat box, please. How many questions? How many questions you got to practice? 4 questions, only 4. And you know the questions, right? Do you know what are the 4 questions? Type in the chat box. Do you know what are the 4 questions? Type in the chat box. Answer should be yes, I do. What should be the answer? Yes, I do. Do you know what are the 4 questions? Your answer should be yes, I do. Now, I'm gonna go back to the presentation again. So in this presentation, we're gonna practice a little bit in practical way. So first question I'm gonna ask you. Answer me in the chat box. Did you attend the last class? Did you attend the last class? Type in the chat box very quickly. Answer should be yes, I did. I'd like to see everyone else comment. Did you attend the last class? So if your answer is yes, you should, yes, I did. Now I'm gonna ask you, why did you attend the last class? Why? So give me a reason. Why? Why did you attend the last class? Type in the chat box. I attended the last class because da 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 da. Type in the chat box. Why did you attend the last class? So I attended the last class to learn English. Yeah, give me the full sentence. I attended the last class to learn English. I attended the last class to improve my English. Type in the chat box. Give me the full sentence. Don't play shortcut, right? I attended the last class to learn and speak English. Excellent, excellent. I did attend in the last class to learn English. Okay, Kulsum said I did attend. Okay, here is the one thing. So Kulsum, you can say I attended the last class, but if you say I did attend, that means you put emphasize, right? খুব সুন্দর একটা আমরা এখন একটা expression শিখবো. We'll learn a very good expression right now. So if I say I learn English, that means আমি ইংরেজি শিখি, normal sentence, right? If I say I do learn English, that means I put a stress. I do learn English. আমি ইংরেজি শিখি। Did you get me? So এখন থেকে আমরা যদি কোনো সেন্টেন্সে যদি এমফাসাইজ করতে চাই তাহলে আমরা কি করব? একটা স্ট্রেস দেব। কিভাবে স্ট্রেস দেব? ডু দিয়ে। ফর এক্সাম্পল, I do learn English. I do practice a lot. That means আপনি আপনার সেন্টেন্সে এমফাসাইজ করতেছেন। If you like to emphasize your sentence in your expression, then you should put do. For example, I do visit my parents sometimes, right? I do believe it. Excellent, excellent. Give some more examples. So Shima said, I do believe it. That means she emphasized, I do believe it. I mean, bishash kori, right? So if you'd like to put emphasize, you should use I do believe it, I did believe it, something like this, right? Okay, now the next question I'm going to ask you is, when did you attend the last class? When did you attend the last class? So you need to give me a time. When did you attend the last class? When did you attend the last class? Okay, that's the right answer. I attended the class at 2 p.m. I attended the class yesterday. So when I attended the class at 2 p.m. So we put it an preposition at before 2. আমরা 2 এর আগে কি করি? একটা preposition বসাই। So I attended the last class at 2 p.m. I attended the last class at 2 p.m. Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Next question I'm going to ask you. Where did you practice? Where did you practice during the lesson? Where did you practice during the lesson? Type in the chat box. So Abu Ansar said at home, okay, on internet, on Zoom. Okay, I practiced the lesson in Zoom. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So next question I'm going to ask you. How did you practice? How did you practice during the last lesson? How did you practice during the last lesson? Say by speaking and listening. I practiced English during the last lesson by speaking and listening. I practiced. So আপনাকে যেটা মনে রাখতে হবে যে কোন টেন্সে কোশ্চেন করা হচ্ছে সেই টেন্সে আপনি আনসার করছেন কি করছেন না, right? That's the only thing you got to follow. Then the last question I'm going to ask you, which language did you practice during the last lesson? Which language did you practice during the last lesson? আপনি last lesson এ কোন ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ প্র্যাকটিস করেছিলেন? Please type in the chat box. Give me the full sentence. Give me the full sentence. Okay, I practiced English, or I practiced English language during the last lesson. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Thanks for responding. Now, I'm going to give you a homework, right? So all you got to do is you need to practice this. Okay, got it. So now I'd like to, okay, if I give you the topic, a holiday, what sort of questions you can ask? A holiday. So the first question, using the past form, the first question would be, did you go, okay, did you enjoy holiday last year? Type in the chat box. Did you enjoy holiday? Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Type in the chat box. Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Type in the chat box very quickly. Did you enjoy your holiday last year? No, just type the questions. Question to type Koran. Don't give me the answer. Type the questions, please. Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Did you enjoy your holiday last year? Okay, excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So that's the first question. So if I ask you, okay, no, next question is, how can you ask a question using why? 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 Type in the chat box. Why? Okay, give me the why did you enjoy your holiday? Yeah, that's a good question. Give me the whole question. Why did you enjoy? Okay, so if you say why did you, then put verb 1, not enjoyed. Enjoy, right? Why did you enjoy? Why did you enjoy your holiday? Type in chat box. Why did you enjoy your holiday? No, enjoy হবে না, enjoy. So আপনি did use করে already past tense use করে ফেলছেন. So enjoy না, enjoy only verb 1. Why did you enjoy your holiday? Okay, that's right. Why did you enjoy holiday? Next question is when. Using when, give me a sentence. When দিয়ে আমাকে একটা question করেন. Type in the chat box. When did you enjoy holiday? When did you enjoy holiday? Excellent. When did you go there? Okay, excellent. You can say that as well. Next question is where. Using where, ask me another question. Where? So where did you enjoy your last holiday? Excellent question. Where did you go? Excellent. Where did you enjoy your last holiday? Excellent. Shima said, where did you enjoy your last holiday? Question marks, Shima as well. Kamal said, how did you enjoy that? Okay, so give me another question using how. How did you enjoy your last holiday? Excellent. Thank you. Thanks for responding. How did you enjoy that holiday? Okay, how did you enjoy that holiday? Okay, so next question, can you please give me with which place exactly, right? So using which place, make another sentence, make another question. Which place? Yeah, which place? So which place did you enjoy your holiday, or which place exactly did you go? Which place or which places exactly did you go? Which places exactly did you go, or which places did you enjoy holiday? That's right. So you can say place, you can say places as well. So in your holiday, if you go to different places, you can say which places did you enjoy holiday, or which places did you visit, right? It sounds good. Which places did you visit? Which places did you visit? Okay, so all you got to do is your homework is a holiday you enjoyed a lot, and then you need to ask these questions and you need to answer it, and once you answer them all, then give a presentation. Okay, let me clear it. Don't ask an answer in your presentation. Don't ask an answer in your presentation. You need to give a presentation, right? But before that, for the sake of practicing, you got to ask an answer. প্র্যাকটিসের জন্য আপনি কি করবেন, এই কোশ্চেনগুলো প্রথমে খাতায় লিখবেন, লিখে এই কোশ্চেনগুলো আপনি নিজে করবেন, আপনি এলাবোরেটলি আনসার দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবেন। যখন আপনি 3-4 বার এই কোশ্চেনগুলো প্র্যাকটিস করলেন, দেন গিভ এ প্রেজেন্টেশন, রাইট? ফর এক্সাম্পল, এখন আমি কোশ্চেনগুলো মেক করলাম যে ডিড ইউ এনজয় লাস্ট হলিডে? আনসার ইজ ইয়েস আই ডিড। Why did you enjoy that? Why did you enjoy that? I enjoyed for many reasons. First of all, secondly, thirdly, moreover, furthermore, right? আপনি কয়েকটা রিজন দেন কেন আপনি সেই হলিডে এনজয় করেছিলেন, right? Next question is when did you go there? So give a specific time. I went there last year in June because this is the summer time and you will get a nice weather in England, and that's why I went that time. Just elaborate your answer. So where did you go? I went to Scotland, and then you can give some sort of reasons as well, just to speak more. I went to Scotland, and I'd like to share with you many reasons why I have chosen Scotland, because it's a beautiful country, and I don't have to fly because I took train. I love train journey, so I took a train from London to Glasgow. That's the capital of Scotland, and I went there. We booked a hotel, right? Just try to speak more. And then how did you enjoy? or how did you go there? So you can say, well, definitely I went there by train, but you can go there in different ways. For example, if you love driving, you can drive. It's like 7-8 hour driving, and you can have a lot of buses as well. National Express, you can go there by bus, but I prefer train. That's why I have chosen train. I enjoyed a lot the train journey, right? And the next question is, which places exactly did you go there? Well, I have visited many places in Scotland, and first of all, I would like to share one of the places I visited is Edinburgh Castle, and it's a nice castle, very old and ancient. And you know, when the England occupied the Scotland, that time English king killed the Scottish king, and now this is supervised by United Kingdom. And if you go there, it's the castle is situated on the hill, and you find a lot of cafes out there nearby, and you can take tea and coffee over there. And the tour inside the castle was amazing. I have seen so many things, and it reminded me about the lifestyle of the kings as well and queens, right? So try to speak more, try to speak more. And also I visited another place. It's called Inverness. I would say is the heaven of the earth. I mean, if you don't go there, you can't believe it. I mean, what not you can have there. So I can remember there's a scenario, something like this. You are driving, and there is a hill up there, and there is a lake out there. It's scary as well, but it looks very nice. But you can't, look around a lot because the road is very narrow. And yeah, I enjoyed a lot. That was marvelous experience in my life. So try to speak more, right? So I think you'll be able to make your presentation regarding this. So you got to tell a lot of things about your holiday. So this is the homework. So a place you visited recently. Where did you go? When did you go there? How did you go there? When did you enjoy there? And an interesting memory with your particular visit, right? So apnar purpose holo, try to speak more. So the only thing you got to think in your mind that I'll speak a lot. I'll speak a lot. No, it doesn't matter whether you make any mistakes or not. All you got to do is you need to speak. So once you study speaking, later on we can make correction. আর আপনি যদি কথা বলা শুরুই না করেন কিভাবে কারেকশন করবেন, right? And dear beginners, I would definitely recommend you, I mean, before leaving this challenge, I'm gonna put my personal phone number as well here. Is plus 4474320895544. Plus 4474320895544. Yeah, that's my personal number. You can connect with me on WhatsApp. So যারা বিগিনার আছেন তারা যদি মনে করেন যে না ইংরেজি আমাকে দ্বারা হবে না, এই ক্লাসে আমি এই জিনিস ডিফিকাল্টিস ফেস করেছি, give me the feedback, right? I got a lot of positive feedback. I appreciate that, but I need some negative feedbacks as well, right? আপনি কোথায় স্ট্রাগল করতেছেন, কেন ইংরেজি শিখতে পারতেছেন না, I'll try to help you, number one. Number two, if I think I missed something, I'll add in the next extended challenge, right? So send my number. You can communicate me on WhatsApp. Yeah, that's all about today's class. Do you have any questions? Please type in the chat box. আপনার কোনো কোশ্চেন আছে কিনা? আর যদি কোনো কোশ্চেন না থাকে, please type in the chat box. How did you find this class? আজকে ক্লাসটা আপনার কাছে কেমন লাগলো? Please type in the chat box. Quickly, very quickly type in the chat box. How did you find this class? How did you enjoy this class? Type in the chat box, please. Okay. So Nasima said outstanding. Aisha Tanjum said excellent. And said exciting. And I will say excellent. Okay, super. Umekulsum said okay. Thank you. Thanks for responding. Thank you. It gives me some sort of motivation as well to help you out a little bit more. Right. So Kamal said just wow. Thank you. Thanks for responding. So now the last question I'm going to ask you before wrapping up the class is, will you submit your homework tomorrow? Type in the chat box. Will you submit your homework tomorrow? Will you submit your homework tomorrow? Type in the chat box. What should be your answer? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. So I think I might have next class would be my last class. Then you're gonna have a class with Arifin sir, who is the one of the best IELTS instructor, and the last class would be with I think with Steve, and that's gonna be on Monday. And he's gonna conduct the class regarding how to get a better score, especially 7.5 in IELTS. He's gonna share with you, right? So Sunday with Arifin and Monday with Steve, right? So tomorrow you're gonna have the last class, so don't miss it. And yeah, so see you tomorrow. Thanks for attending today's class, and make sure you submit your homework. আর যারা এখন হোমওয়ার্ক সাবমিট করেননি, প্লিজ স্কেডিউল ইয়োরসেলফ। আপনি যদি হোমওয়ার্কটা সাবমিট না করেন, যে এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আমি আপনাদেরকে দিতে চাচ্ছি সেটা আপনি পাবেন না। সো জীবন, হি শেয়ার লট থিংস। জীবন শেয়ার করেছে যে সে ইভেন ফটো আপলোড করতো না তার ফেসবুকে, বাট ইট ওয়াজ রিয়েলি ডিফিকাল্ট ফর হিম। somehow he managed to get it and he did it, right? এখন সে প্রতিটা ক্লাসে দেখছি সে হোমওয়ার্ক দিচ্ছে, সাবমিট করছে, আপলোড করতেছে। He's enjoying it, right? So প্রথম একটা দুইটা হোমওয়ার্ক আপনার কাছে মনে হবে যে না, because personally this is my experience as well, because I make a lot of videos and I do a lot of online classes as well. People don't love their own voices. Type in the chat box. নিজের ভয়েস নিজে কেউই পছন্দ করে না। Do you agree or disagree? Type in the chat box. Do you agree with me? নিজের ভয়েস এটা কারো কাছে ভালো লাগে না, right? But this is the thing and this is the reality. আপনার ভয়েস আপনার কাছে ভালো লাগবে না, এটাই স্বাভাবিক, right? However, you got to do it. You got to do it. For example, what I'm doing, I'm just spreading out my powerful message through you. Right, so যারা হোমওয়ার্ক সাবমিট করেনি অবশ্যই করবেন, এবং যারা এখনো মনে করতে পারছেন যে না আমি একটু স্লো লার্নার, আমাকে আরো শিখতে হবে, আই এম লাইক মাই টিচার হু হ্যাজ পাসড হিজ ড্রাইভিং টেস্ট, গোয়িং দেয়ার 5 টাইমস, yeah, keep going with me. আপনি নেক্সট 10 ডেজ স্পিকিং চ্যালেঞ্জ করেন। সেটা যদি আপনার মনে হয় যে না, নেক্সট 10 ডেজ স্পিকিং চ্যালেঞ্জ করেন, রাইট? বাট ডোন্ট স্টপ yourself. Never ever quit, right? Thanks for attending today's class and see you tomorrow. Thank you everyone. Bye bye. I love it.